Yasas Yasu and welcome, amigos of Pafos FC. My name is Amigo Darren. I'm your host today, and we are going to be discussing yesterday's match between Pafos FC and Aris Limassol, played over in Limassol. And we've got a few things to talk about and have a look at. Now, before we get going, we needed really to win this game. It was a must win for Pafos, without a shadow of a doubt, just to stay in touch with the top of the table. And hopefully it would have helped us had we have won, but was not to be. Anyway, let's look at the setup. The starting 11 on the field at kickoff were 93, Michael in goal. Nice to see him back, even though it was down to Jake Gorter probably being sent off, that he's managed to get back into the squad, but he's back. Now then, at the back, David Luiz, Janu and Mimivic, I think it was, that they played three at the back. Again, he's persisting with this three at the back. And hey, I don't know whether you like it or not, but it's not my favourite cup of tea. We just don't look stable and safe at the back at the moment. That said and done. Bruno Felipe playing at 7. Orsic and Lele up front with Dragomir, Correa, Dani Silva and Pepe. Now then, on the subs bench, Papadudis, Petru, Guisand, Peleus, Lucasen. That's nice to see him on the bench, I tell you, even though he didn't get on. Sima, Odefalk, Kina, Basuamina, and Anderson. Now then, this team that he's picked, it looked like it meant business, to be fair. You know, did look like it meant business. And I thought to myself, well, you know what? A good win against Aris might see us good. So let's have a look at the highlights of the game. And I might, in fact, I probably will stop and chat about certain aspects of the video and then move it on. So we'll see how we get on. Anyway, here's the game.
Χαραλάμπους έδωσε στον Άντερσον Κορέια, το σκέφτεται για το σουτ, θα το κάνει προς την εστία, αποκρούει ο τερματοφύλακας της Πάφου Νεόφυτος Μιχαήλ. Κεφαλιά του Κακουλή, η μπάλα καταλήγει στον Νταβίτ Λουίς, της έχει δώσει ύψος και είναι μέσα έξω από την μικρή περιοχή η μπάλα. Ο Χαραλάμπους επιχειρεί ένα δύσκολο σουτ εκτός ισορροπίας. Μπάλα κατέληξε στον Ιωάννου, επιχειρεί το δυνατό σουτ πάνω από την εστία.
That was a great effort from Janu. Pity it went over, but on target would have caused him a few problems, I think. Moving on.
Αβίαστο λάθος για να καταλήξει μπάλα στον Κορέια. Επιτίθεται, τριπλάρει τον Σανέ, μπάλα πίσω στον Βανάλβες. Το γύρισμα στον Ιωάννου, η μπάλα χτυπά στον Κακουλή. Έχει δώσει...
Now, the question here was, did that ball go out of play? Did it cross the line fully? The whole ball over the line? If even a piece of that ball is touching the line, that is not out of play. Let's have a look.
Out νομίζω ο διαιτητής. Εδώ. Και μάλιστα η μπάλα μπορεί να έχει και κατεύθυνση προς την εστία. Προφανώς ελέγχει.
Oh, that was another thing I meant to say as well. This referee was a Cypriot referee, and there was a lot of hoo-ha about this appointment pre-game, because the idea being that because it's a local derby, it should have been a foreign referee in the game. I don't know why that is, but or whether there's history with the Cypriot refs, I don't know. But it did cause a lot of issues, shall we say. Anyway, moving on. Let's have a look at this penalty.
Και το κατά πόσον η μπάλα περιμένετε, λέει ο Χριστοφόρου. Προφανώς είχε περάσει εκτός αγωνιστικού χώρου. Είναι η φάση νωρίτερα, με όλα που πρέπει να δει κανείς.
Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this.
Με όλες.
That's close. That is close. That is close. I'm trying to get it where I got it last time. Look at that. Now then, that ball, it's all historic now. It's done and dusted, so it doesn't really matter. But that ball has not gone completely past that line. But hey, ref said it did. So we've got to accept it and move on. Let's go.
Με όλα που πρέπει να δει κανείς για το τι ακριβώς έχει συμβεί. Σανέ. Παζέ, η παλιά για τον Κακουλή, ευκαιρία μεγάλη, αποκρούει ο νεόφυτος Μιχαήλ.
Right, what happened here? What happened here? We were caught ball watching here, big time. Big time. Look at this. He's drifted in behind David Luiz, and this is why we shouldn't be playing free at the back. Damn it.
Κακουλή και κατέληξε εκ νέου σε κόρνερ. Εχτερεί και πάλι ο Όρσιτς. Απομακρύθηκε η μπάλα. Σούτ από τον Πέπε είναι άστοχο. Είναι γρήγορος. Έκανε μια κούρσα και έστειλε την μπάλα στην περιοχή. Ο Κορέια θα γυρίσει στον Πέπε. Περιμένει ο Όρσιτς. Ο ίδιος ο Πέπε.
Now what happened in that attack? We ask ourselves, what happened in that attack? We flipping fannied around with it far too long before smacking it one. And the shot at the end of the day, well, that's not going to trouble him. There was no power. There was no like real zip beyond that ball. So wasted opportunity for us.
Την προσπάθεια έπεσε ο Βανά, είναι η πρώτη τελική προσπάθεια εντός στόχου. Σανέ. Επιχειρεί παλιά στην περιοχή ψάχνοντας τον Κακουλή. Η μπάλα θα περάσει και θα καταλήξει out.
You know what, I'm going to turn this sound down a little bit because I can feel myself bubbling watching this. I mean, the luck of the ball bounce, man. I think it would have probably been handball anyway, that, against Pafos. And this, yeah, I shouted it offside before he'd even given offside. You could see he'd strayed. Poor old Ken Seamer must have thought, yeah, I'm in here. But look, he's well offside. He's well offside. So no grievances there. It's a good goal by them, though. Anyway, moving on. Another great chance. Look at that. That's a good reflex save by the keeper. And that pass splits us open. 1-0 Aris. And like, this is what happens when we're playing free at the back. Yes, Michael should be annoyed. He should be annoyed. Just straight in between the two centre-backs. And I'm not being disrespectful, David Luiz. He hasn't got the pace anymore to cover back like that. That's why we played 4 at the back with him. And that's why we played so well in the Champions League. Because he had somebody next to him who was quick. Yeah. You can understand Michael going, what's happened there? What's going on? You know what I mean? But well taken by the lad. Showed good composure. And this, right, this, we didn't look like scoring. I'll be fair last night. He threw on Anderson last night and we didn't look like we were going to score. And it's a simple error by the goalkeeper. That pass straight to Anderson and he buries it. Bang. Well taken. But this was the only time we were going to score a goal. And yet we didn't look like scoring any other time. Not threatening enough. Not aggressive enough in midfield or defence. And certainly not in attack. I mean, when Anderson did come on, we did play better. There's no two ways about it. I know a lot of people don't like him, but do you know what? He made a difference. The subs made a difference last night. Now this, pause that. Let's go back here. Watch this ball now. When this goalkeeper headed it out, he heads it out, goes to Lele, and we're all shouting, pass it to Anderson. Look where he is behind the goalkeeper. Pass it to him. And that would have been a goal probably. But no, he shoots. And like, if you're going to shoot from that distance, you've got to lift it. And again, I'll tell you what, look at this, right? Look at this body language on this lad. Look at this body language. It says it all. Watch this. Watch his body language. He misses. Look at that. He's like, he's well upset with himself, but like, hey, it's football. Get on with it. Let's move on. Don't dwell on it, because that's always going to be in the back of your head. Don't dwell on it, Lele. Come on, big boy. Let's move on. Splits the defenders. Goal. Do you know what was more disappointing on this goal for Pafos? Is that if that ball had hit the post, the other lad would have just tapped it in, because no one covered back. Nobody covered back to help out Michael. If that had hit the inside of the post and come out, he would have tapped it in. And I would have been even more fuming than I was last night, because 2 passes split our defence completely. Can't do this. Can't happen. It's no wonder they were over the moon. I mean, it was a well-taken goal. All right, we pulled on the pressure then. But like, oh, what that save, man. A foot either side of him, and that would have been in from Ken Seamer. Nods it, comes back to him, hits it. The goalkeeper just like, poof, didn't really know where he was going. This, stone bonker penalty. Stone bonker. But at 95 minutes and 42 seconds, we were lucky to get a pen, man. We were lucky to get a penalty. Yes, David Luiz made the most of it, but wouldn't anybody else? So, well taken by Anderson. But then we realised, well, we could win this, but it's too late. Too little, too late. 90 plus 8. 90 plus 8. So, I mean, what can you say? What can you say? Don't get me wrong. It was a relief to get the draw. Should I be saying that? A relief to get the draw. Damn, man. That's not good, is it? A relief to get the draw. So, I mean, yet again, we struggle. We're struggling on. A lot of people have said that we played better. Yes, to a degree, we did play better. Now, I'm not sure whether his substitutions were more out of desperation or tactical. I mean, I'm sure he was saying the tactical now because it's historic, isn't it? At 2-2. But last night when I was watching it, it just looked like panic mode had set in, and we were throwing everything we could by the kitchen sink at them, because we just couldn't seem to pop it into the back of the net again. So I mean, Albert Saladis has not had the best of starts at Pafos, and people are calling for his blood. But I mean, I'm sure you remember. I remember when a certain manager came to Pafos who had problems at the start of his career with the team. So to sack him now with the cup coming up and pay him a load of money for sacking him, would it be worth it? Would it be worth to get? I mean, I don't think we're going to challenge for the league. I think we're going to have to accept our fate, and we're not going to be champions again this year. But to sack him, I don't know whether that'll be the right move or not, if I'm honest, because we'd have to find another person short term again, and I don't know. So I mean, the performance last night was better. It was better, but we're still lacking that bite in midfield. We're still lacking that bite in defence. The aggression seems to have gone, and also the flamboyancy that we had in attack. It's the flair has been snuffed out. It's this, with the exception of maybe 3-4 players, it's the same team, and yet we are struggling in the league against opposition at this present moment. Let's have a look at where we are in the league. Let's have a quick look. See, okay, we are 4th. We had the opportunity last night of joining AEK on joint third. And I must admit, I would have felt a lot happier about being there than being in fourth, 2 points behind him. We're on 45 points, 9 points behind Ammonia, but obviously they have got to play Apollon. So that should be a very interesting game. I kind of want either a draw or Apollon to beat them to make it interesting. You know what I mean? Those last 10 games, let's make it interesting in the league. It's going to be close, I think. Anyway, I don't think this is dead and buried. This league, this year's championship, I really don't, because I think there's going to be a few more twists to it than meets the eye, and hopefully we can get Goldar back. Hopefully we can get Lucasen on the field again, and maybe, just maybe, I don't know. When David Luiz gets hold of that ball man in defence, when we're playing three at the back, he stands around on it and he slows our attack down. Now, I don't know whether that's his style of play or he's been told to do that or what, calm things down. He has calmed our defence down, but we just seem to be a little bit static and slow, not like last season where we were aggressive, we were punchy, we attacked with passion. You know what I mean? That's where we seem to be letting ourselves down, and we just can't seem to finish. I mean, we've had Di Matta, he's gone. We've had Wassamina, he's on the bench. We've got Anderson, he's on the bench. We've got the new lad, Lele. His head seems to drop very easily during the games, and that needs to be addressed. There needs to be somebody on the team going, "Hey, Lele, come on, pick it up, brother. Let's go." You know, gee him up. Give him a kick up the backside, anything. But don't be despondent when you miss a chance like you did when it bounced off your leg. He didn't react fast enough. That's all it is. Confidence. Be confident. Let's go, Pafos. Come on, we can do this. I will say to Albert's laddies this. If you play four at the back, I think, personally, Pafos is a much more stable ship than it has been with three at the back. We're letting in too many goals. Anyway, that's my say. Let's have a look at what are we doing next. We are playing Digenous Ipsona at home on Saturday, the 7th of March. Be there or be square. It's a kickoff at 6 p.m. So if you're working, rush along, get down to the game. Let's go. I'll be there. I think Chiquita's coming as well. We will probably be in the Coffeeholic shop having a coffee or two in there. So pop up, say hello to us, and we'll have a chat. And let's hope the boys, Pafos, can do the biz against Digenous Ipsona on Saturday, and we get a resounding victory, which is what we need. Hey, don't forget, give us a thumbs up, give us a subscription, join the channel. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and everywhere else you can think of, but mainly Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube is where the video will be posted. We'll be putting clips on there later of this. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and make sure